week. They were built at speed during a national health emergency. Field hospitals set up across the country with hundreds of beds. Thankfully, many of the beds weren't needed. Now, some of them in Swansea Bay are being donated to people in need, including refugees from Ukraine. Charanpreet Kera reports.
Beds built for one crisis, now being used for another. For those opening their homes to refugees from Ukraine, it's come at the perfect time.
We just had the one spare double bed. Now we have a double bed and a single, so now we could have a family of 3 if necessary. Whereas we would have been asking a mother and a daughter to sleep in the same bed. This has allowed us that flexibility. We can help more people, possibly.
What difference do you think it will make to the family that you host?
Well, it means we don't have to say no, basically. When the right, the right match comes along, we don't have to say, well, actually, we don't really have the space, because we do.
Over 800 families like the Davises have signed up to host refugees in South Wales. Something as small as a bed can make a huge difference.
It's been amazing to have this opportunity because we're trying to keep refugee families together, and there's a lot of women coming across with children. One of the most important things is to make them feel safe, because they've come away from all sorts of horrors, and so by keeping families with their children together, then it helps them to feel safe in their new homes.
600 beds just like these were bought by the Welsh Government in the first wave of the pandemic for Swansea Bay Health Board. Thankfully, they never needed to be used for COVID, but local families desperately need them. And because they need bedding too, staff have banded together to donate all of this.
Blankets, sheets and pillows from staff, dental kits from local practices, all ready to be handed out to those who need them.
I think with the cost of living crisis, this situation is only going to get worse. People, they're having to choose between eating and heating their homes. So things like having to provide a bed is, people just can't afford it, and then there's going to be this sort of inequalities in health is only going to be broader. So the fact that as a health board we can do something really positive and be proactive is really positive for us.
Unlike standard hospital beds, these are static and not suitable for NHS use. Instead, the Health Board is working with local councils and charities to identify families and children to receive them.
There's around 18,000 children living in poverty across Swansea and Neath Talbot, and in a recent research document from the Child Action Poverty Group, it stated that over a third of children in Wales now are living in poverty.
These beds are only a small part of the solution, but originally intended as a last resort for COVID, they'll now benefit the community in a different